He didn't have his Carhartt jacket on, but he looked like he was wearing those types of pants that you can zip off at the knees if you're out hiking. Former Governor Bruce Rauner was in Springfield yesterday to unveil his official portrait on the second floor of the Illinois State Capitol, which is one of the wings known as the Hall of Governors. Bunch of different portraits of former governors, and Bruce Rauner being a one-term Republican governor. He had his official portrait unveiled yesterday, and here's how some of that went. And if you're following along online, you can watch this as well. This is the former governor, no longer an Illinois resident. He lives in Florida now, but he traveled back for this occasion and talked about his legacy and described the painting that he has here.
Good morning, Illinois. Good morning, Illinois. God bless you. Thank you. I've been looking forward to this day for the last couple of years. This is very humbling and very exciting for me personally. But you know, in theory, we're gathered to look at this painting. And it's a painting. It's, oh well, it's not that big a deal. The real reason we wanted to do this, the real reason why I wanted to come, Diane and I wanted to come and be with you, is to say thank you. Is to say thank you to each and every one of you here today, to say thank you to every citizen, every voter, every child, every newcomer, every immigrant to the state of Illinois. Thank you for allowing Evelyn and I to serve you as public servants. Thank you, and I appreciate it. Thank you. It's a wonderful honor. We've had many terrific public servants, and to be with them for a long time into the future, it means a lot to me. It's very humbling, and it's a privilege and an honor. Some scallywags among us will say, well, no, it's like a post office, with a wall of the most wanted or whatever. Most gentlemen hanging here did not go to prison. A few did, but most did not. And it is an honor and a privilege to be here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Yay. It's the sign of a great artist when he can make you look better in the painting than you do in real life. I didn't even ask him to do that, and I did not pay him a bonus to put hair back on my head. He did that on his own. He got no extra money for that, and look at, and it's an honor. So, couple of quick questions that I can answer. So, the little item I've been asked, what's the little item on the lapel? That I wore that pin every day that I was in office. That is a shape of the state of Illinois with the Illinois state flag on it. And to me, that was what it was all about, working for all the people of Illinois. And so I wore that pin every day. It's in my office at home, but that's what he put on the lapel, and I appreciate it. I think it looks great. Great job putting on, it was not a toupee, he just put that there. That hair is good, and it's a privilege to hang here. I'll be with former Governor Quinn and Governor Edgar and the whole gang, and it's a real honor and pleasure. I'll correct a misperception. My left hand in the first rendering did not contain either a glass of bourbon, which some people said it would, but I did not. It might have had a bottle of Stag beer, but it did not have a glass of bourbon. Did not have the scalp of a corrupt Illinois politician. It was always just as you see it there, just my hand, how I used to hold it when I was thinking about something.
So again, former Governor Bruce Rauner in Springfield unveiling his portraits, and if you weren't watching along on the live stream, the portrait's very simple. It's just him standing there with a plain background, and he's got one hand in his pocket and the other one's just out, kind of, as he said, pensive. And he's got a lapel pin of the state of Illinois. Different than what Quinn's portrait looks like. Quinn's portrait, he's standing in front of like a bookshelf. There's tons of stuff behind him of old photos and all kinds of things. So, some Easter eggs of sorts. But Rauner did ultimately take some questions yesterday. However, members of the press corps, we wanted to ask him about politics. And Rauner wasn't really ready to talk politics yet. Here's some of the Q&A of former Governor Bruce Rauner yesterday at the Illinois State Capitol.
Well, first let me start, because I figure a lot of your questions, because I want to save you guys time and me. Today, I don't really want to talk politics and partisanship. Today is about saying thank you, really. I believe we had the best team ever assembled to turn around a state government, and we had an event yesterday where we gathered all our administration officials really to say thank you to them. They were phenomenal. They worked so hard for the people of Illinois. Today, I really don't want to talk politics and the usual stuff. I will tell you this, though. If you want to come, I come every September. I'm not here a lot, but I come every September for the opening of dove season, and I come to Springfield. And if you want, and I'll email with you guys and invite you. We'll have lunch together, and we'll just talk about politics. There's a lot going on. It's everywhere, nationally, in Illinois, Florida, where I'm very active with the Republican Party. And I'm happy to talk then about that kind of stuff, but not today. Yeah, no, I really don't want to talk about that today. The one thing I will say, I am very proud of what we did while we led the state, and I'm very proud of what we tried to do while we were in the state. A lot of headwinds, but I'll leave it at that today. We can go deep on that in September. Well, I'm very passionate about empowering parents to be able to choose a school that fits their child the best. I think that's what America's about, is freedom of choice. And in too many communities, the parents do not have an adequate school, and they should be empowered to choose a school that fits their child. I believe that very passionately, and I've devoted a lot of my life to that.
And there was a question about the Invest in Kids program, which is set to expire at the end of the year.
It's a huge step back for empowering parents in the state of Illinois to lose that program.
So he wasn't willing to talk politics, but somebody asked, well, what do you think of the 8 credit rating upgrades the state's gotten since you left office?
Credit agencies love tax hikes, and they love federal bailouts.
So that was Governor Bruce Rauner, the one-term Republican governor who had a tumultuous term as a Republican with a Democrat-dominated legislature and 2.5 years of a budget impasse. But you also had Rauner supporting the Janice v. AFSCME case that stripped the requirements that state employees or government employees have to be part of a union in order to have their job. So that went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court during Rauner's administration. He brought about the Invest in Kids program as a consolidation for the changing of the school funding formula and a variety of other things. So former Governor Bruce Rauner, will he talk more about politics? As you heard, he's going to come back in September for the start of dove season. Hopefully, I get an email and, we can sit down and have a long-form conversation about politics because, as he said, there's a lot going on. So rather fascinating. All right, we'll take one call before the break. It's got to be quick, though. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
He just said he assembled the best team ever. It was more of a lineup of who screwed up Illinois. Other than Governor Egger and Quinn being there respecting the office, I hope people took notes.
Well, who screwed it up? I mean, where did the budget impasse come from? Was it because of a Democrat-dominated legislature under Mike Madigan passing a $7 billion unbalanced budget? Or was it Rauner simply wanting to, bring about some structural reforms to the state?
It would be Rauner, actually. It would not be the Democrat-controlled budget. He had a tax about him, and the way he handled and the staff that he put in place would not work with anyone. They wouldn't work with people in the Republican Party, even.
Late in his career, remember that he did get a primary challenger from former state representative Jeannie Ives. Plus, at the tail end of Rauner's administration, he signed legislation that ultimately said local law enforcement can't go after individuals for immigration detainers. He also signed a expansion of abortion in Illinois. So some of the things tail end of his career as a one-term governor even rubbed Republicans the wrong way. One last call. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Hey, Greg.
Go ahead.
I'm definitely a Republican here, but why isn't Blagojevich's picture up there? And I know he went to prison, but George Ryan's up there.
Yeah, George Ryan's conviction was in prison term based off of his time as Secretary of State. Blagojevich's was from when he was a governor, so maybe that has something to do with it.
It must, but I just think that, I know that what he did was wrong, but I still think he should be up there. I really do, and I don't like him at all.
It's part of history, right? And we see from time to time that people want to take down statues or some other things or rename things, and as a way to diminish the value of somebody. But hey, it is part of Illinois' history, so there's that.